Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist. Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, January 2nd of 2020, and we're here. Oh, hold on. Good morning. How's it going this morning? We have got I've actually got some stuff going on, ready to show you. It just doesn't seem that way yet. I'd like to say good morning to Critical Cripple and to Gaytheist. Good morning, you guys. Thank you for showing up and visitating with me with some coffee and whatnot before the show. Always makes me, ready to go. Me and Gaytheist were talking about, sort of keto food recipes, because for reasons. So good morning. I just want to thank them specifically for showing up. Yesterday, just like I said, I was able to go ahead and get my Evil God Monster of Abraham episode 2 recorded, and I got it edited. Me and the wife watched it, previewed it last night. We're going to do some final stuff tonight, and then we'll put it up on Patreon and get it ready to drop Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that. Very excited. And I'm doing, obviously, before I get too far along, I'm doing some stuff to try to make the morning show better. I'm going to try to see about getting other people on and having them come with me. I've been watching, the wife doesn't like tech talk, but I'm going to do some tech talk because it's just part of the show, especially as we develop. Tomorrow, we've been talking about things like the computer. Every now and then I get this kind of lag while we are streaming. Just a matter of fact, I was sitting here going, all right, let's go. And then I looked over and it's like, not going. I'm like, well, what? It's going. Oh, that kind of thing. So, but tomorrow we're going to get the things in to fix those things. So it's just tech talk. And I'm going to make changes. And I'm going to look to my friends out there who watch the show to let me know, hey, does it sound bad? Does it sound good? Does it sound better today? Because yesterday I had a sound problem. I didn't know about it. And I think I've got it fixed. Part of it was me. I was part of the problem. Actually, I got this confession back. I was actually the entire problem. So, but it's one of those things. Sometimes you just don't know unless somebody tells you. So if you guys think there's a problem with my stuff, go ahead and let me know, and I'll fixolate it. So I've got the episode written or recorded, and I'm gonna finish it tonight and put it up this weekend. Oh yes, and I want to. I sound much better. Thank you. I'm gonna switch and use both softwares. I remember whenever I first started doing the morning show, I was talking about using this software and streaming like this with the words, or using the other software where other people can drop in. And then I started thinking, I can do both. I can run the other one, put it over here on this monitor, and one of you guys, if you want to pop in, you can pop in. You don't have to use your face. You can use your voice. Maybe Neil, when he comes back, he can, or somebody else. It'd be nice to have just a second co-host to kind of pop in and talk about stuff. That'd kind of make it more interesting, I think. Anyway, so and of course, that's one of the reasons why I'm getting a bigger system in here. That way, whenever I do some sort of convoluted multi-stream, my computer won't fall on its nose, piss itself, and like it did. That poor guy. Normally my stream isn't too bad, but we were doing the interview and I was streaming to him, and then I was trying to stream out this poor computer to my own stream, and it didn't go well. My computer was like chugga 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 chugga, and fell on its nose. Anyway, so those are kind of the things. I want to talk about something today that's kind of, I'm a little I'm not new to atheism. I'm just new to YouTube and getting up here and do live streams and actually interacting with people. Usually I put my no worries. Glad to have you there. Yeah. Usually I just put the video up and I go about my way, and not a lot of people comment, or I just don't know. But since I've been doing these live streams, I've been getting some strange comments, and I wanted to point them out and visit about them, because I think I might actually start a little thing called the Comments Corner, where they bring their own dunce cap. And I'll show you guys. Anyway, sometimes it's dunce cap. This guy, what he's saying is just gibberish and it's crazy. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, stay away from the paint chips. And other times, it's a little scary, some of the things. So I'm going to actually visit with some of the other content creators. I went and I met this guy. He put out a video saying who his favorite atheist content creators of 2019 were. I wasn't on the list. But I went and watched his stuff, and I've got this list of people that I'd never heard of before, which is great, right? There's so many of us out there. It's wonderful. So I'm going to contact some of these people, and, I just want to get an idea how other folks deal with this. What I did, I'm going to show you here in a second. There was an exchange, and I thought he went away, and then after the first year, he came back, and it was kind of creepy. So, it's not like he wants to kiss me on the back of the neck or anything. Not that kind of creepy. But so, yay, CC's back. Good deal. So I'm going to show you guys this, and I know people like the Atheist won't be able to see it, so I'm going to read it to you, some of it. Let me find it for you real quick. I have it here. Okay, now if you listen to the interview with me and Zach Law, then he brought it up. Somebody said this to me. They said that their post was, "You can't unbelieve yourself from being a creature. You will always have a God, even if you reject it for some chemical daddy. Naturalness does not replace God. Sorry. You cannot escape your creatureness. That's cute that you thought you were an atheist. You simply believe in some dumb magical chemical daddy God. Now stop. Change your name to the Daily God Rejectionist." That was his first post. And excuse me if I sound kind of weird. I think I'm getting the plague, the wife. It's been coming on. I don't know if I want to get it or not, but anyway. So that was his initial post. And to me, that reads a little odd, strange, but I replied back in sarcastic ways, kind of. I'm not going to read my entire response, but he responded again with, "All right, you know what? I got time, so let's do this." I responded, "I can't believe myself from being a creature." That makes perfect sense. So, okay. I cannot escape my creatureness. Check. Got it. Thanks for that. I'm all cured up now. I find your reasoning, we'll call it that, fascinating. I'm a creature who doesn't think I'm a creature, and because I'm a creature, that means there's a God. I think. I'm not sure if you actually link the creature thing to the belief in your imaginary sky daddy or not. A matter of interpretation, I suspect. And you think it's cute that I'm an atheist. Oh, wait. That I think I'm an atheist, but I actually believe in a dumb magical chemical daddy God. I didn't realize that. Thank you for pointing it out. I'll be on the watch for it, and I'll kill it if I see it. Such an absolutely fascinating post. Thank you. I presume you're a Christian, yes? I have to say, your spelling and grammar are quite good compared to the theists who usually accost me in the chat. Take care, and I hope you have a happy new year. So that was my response to him. And he came back, I guess, the next day or that day, and he said, again, I don't know what, some of it, the first part, things, whenever, like, he's referring to me as a creature, that kind of gives me a creep factor, like Silence of the Lambs, the guy dropping the ladies into the thing, right? Does that not how that rings? Well, yes, I understand that. Critical Cripple, they are good for the algorithm. Truth. All right, so, but I actually like to engage them. It's just sometimes they get creepy. All right, so first of all, he's calling me a creature, or referring to me as a creature, and then he's telling me, he's like, now stop, change your name, and commanding me to do things. And then I gave him my response. And then he responded, yes, you have a God. It's required. Creature. Calling me creature again. Happy New Year to you too. Let's go into this new year without rejecting God. The difference between your God and any other religion's God is in regards to its intelligence and consciousness. Other religions, apart from atheism, believes in an intelligent and conscious creator, while the atheist religion believes in a dumb, unconscious creator. Being intelligent and conscious creatures, we should assume that 93% of humans have it right, that our creature has intelligence, that our creator has greater intelligence and consciousness, as opposed to the 7%ers like you who believe in a dumb, unconscious God with the ability to create intelligent and conscious creatures. But regardless of all that, your existence in this universe requires to have a God, or at least to be part of it. Sorry, his grammar's better. It's just not perfect. You can escape. Am I reading right? I'm old. I can't see. You cannot escape your God, no matter what. Rejecting it does nothing. You and I will always have the same God. Okay, so I said, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I'm actually looking forward to a godless 2020. See, my grammar's not. Maybe you should try it. Have you considered denying the imaginary sky god for Did I really go into that? Yeah. Okay. Have you considered denying the imaginary sky god for a little while? It's actually the evil god monster of Abraham. Here's the first video in my new series explaining why I call it the evil god monster of Abraham and why I call the Book of Death, the Bible, the Book of Death. I don't know if you ever went and watched it or not. We are intelligent according to us. Dolphins and mice. Thank you. How's that? So long, and thanks for all the fish. Good point there. Let me see if I can move this out of the way so those people who can see your thing there. All right, so so he goes on at length here. Really, these people. All right, so regardless of the Bible, you have a God. You will never be godless. That's impossible as long as you exist. Your beingness comes from and through your God. You cannot escape it. Religion is manifest through consciousness and culture. God is in man, and man is through God. You ask for proof of God while being the proof. Too dense to comprehend things outside your science. God. Naturalness doesn't replace God. It becomes your God if you want to be that dense. So I'm dense because I believe in science, I guess. You have two options. And this is part of it. I know we're going on a bit about ourselves, but this is really kind of part of it where it kind of continues with the creep factor. So he's already referring to me as a creature, distancing me from an actual person. Now he's going to give me some options. You have two options. He's going to call me a creature again. You're a creature, part of a natural God, or you are created by God without being part of it. That's it. You require to be God or have one. Having no God is not an option. So now, again, he calls me a creature and says I have two choices and both of them require a God. Only a fool could imagine. I'm going to read that again to you. You have two options. You are a creature, part of a natural God, or you are created by God without being part of it. That's it. You require to be God or have one. Having no God is not an option. So he never uses commas or anything like that. And I don't know if English is his first language or not. If it's not, he's doing a wonderful job. If it is, he's doing fair. He's doing great for a theist. And for a normal theist who comes on me. Anyway. So, only a fool could imagine himself existing with no creator or source greater than itself. That's pretty desperate and ignorant. And that's what you call magic and a fairy tale. Your dumb magical chemical God is more absurd than any conscious creative force source, blah, 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 blah. He just goes on about himself. Atheism is simply a rejection of God and an attempt from a creature to degrade its maker to a chemical that's just as much of a creature as it is. He's actually accidentally hitting the S instead of the A key on that part. Who hasn't had that happen? You know better. And this isn't a contingency. You know better. Now go into the year with wisdom. And then I just replied, okay, Jack, if you say so. And then he went again just about this, and I kind of went off on him. I don't want to go on the whole deal, but he continues calling me a creature. Well, I guess I'm just going to point out that he continues to call me a creature, and he also continues to give me choices. You have two options. Choose one and stop being ignorant, he says right here. You have two options. And he continues to command me things. So, to me, it just kind of comes off a little bit, but I'm not done yet. And then, again, he comes on here calling me a creature and again calling me all right, so listen. You require to have a God or at least be part of a natural God. Those are your options, creature. Choose one. Okay? So he continues with this. He keeps pushing it. This is like the third or fourth time he's pushed it. You choose one and stop being ignorant. You have two options. Choose. So he's calling me a creature and he keeps on with the two options. So I finally just kind of started ignoring him. I was like, all right, fine. You want to continue? You can't win. You can't beat these people. I'm never going to convince him. I'm not going to convince him of what I'm anything. So that's the deal. That's how far it went. And then yesterday, the year came in. I released an interview with. Don't tell me I know his name. Zach Religious, Zach Law, and I also did my morning show. It was just me. There was a few of us because there was not a lot going on. I'm still learning about the morning show. And then he posts a thing in here. Let me go ahead and share again with you folk. He says right here, I wake up and I get this message. All it says is this: Chris, you were told not to go into the new year with your atheism ignorance. And that's it. And it just kind of, after all the things, it's like, all right, I was told not to, so I'm supposed to shut down my broadcast. That's kind of how I get it. I'm supposed to, if this were a horror movie, that's the point at where he said, dude, you've screwed up, and now he's going to start stalking my family and killing my family. Is that not how it would work in a horror flick? Am I wrong or am I wrong? These people, all right, so he's obviously a believer, right? He's obviously deep into what he believes. My first wife, she was a Christian. Christianity and people who believe like this are so scary that even they are even scared of each other. And I'll put this as an example. My first wife, pardon me, the Black Plague, damn lung. We were sitting there one day and somebody came to the door and they knocked on the door, and it was this nice little guy. He was, I don't know, 5'6", 5'7". Pardon me. I don't mean to disparage his height. I'm sorry. He was well dressed, really looked good and everything. And, he said he was from some local church and kind of started to go on. I was like, sir, before you get too far along, I just want to let you know I'm an atheist and I'm really not interested. And he said, okay, thank you. And he turned around and he walked away. And that was, in my mind, that was the end of it. I mean, I think, but I just didn't get it thinking from him, And I shut the door and my wife said, what are you doing? And I said, what do you mean? He said, they will burn down our house. Now, this is her. She's a Christian. And she's worried that because I told this other Christian who came to our door that I was an atheist, that they might come back and burn down our house. That was point one, And then point two, years later, decade later almost, I've got me and my new wife, the evil wife of doom and despair, my beautiful nurse wife. She, I'm posting, I'm telling her about this guy in the comments, and she's like, maybe you shouldn't engage these people because they're dangerous and scary. She too is a Christian of sorts. We don't normally, we'll go into that. I'm going to make a video about that, about how she and I deal with that. But you see the point. She understands that they're dangerous. These people are not right. The religion is a weapon, and if you put it into the mind of you put it into a fragile mind, bad things can happen. And we see it on the regular. And just the way it plays out, it was just powerful, creepy. Now, all I did actually, write this. I'm new to this, getting strange things from people on the internet like this. Anyway, so I just did the thing, did the thing here, muted him. I didn't mute him. I turned him off somehow from my, or I think I turned him off. He hasn't commented again. And I think I have banned him. I didn't want to hide the notification, but there was something I could do. I don't remember what I did. It was in the comments section over. I should probably go look. But I went ahead and I think I banned him from my channel. That was my intent, was to ban him from the channel. I just haven't seen it. I think I was in the different section then. But as you can see, that's clearly anybody listening, I don't know who all's I mean, you guys, obviously it's the Atheist and Critical Cripple, whoever's watching this, post in the comments. Is that not creepy? Is that not almost like an overt threat? Especially the way with the calling me creature over and over again, referring to me as a creature. And then, when you go to his channel, there's nothing there. I can't look back to see who he is or find out who I'm engaged with at all. So it's kind of a little bothersome, a little worrisome. Makes me want to buy a gun. I'm not a gun person. Well, I am a gun person. I'm a gun person with reason, to a limit. Blah 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 blah. We're not going to get into the gun thing. Yeah. So anyway, it's just to me that kind of really. And again, it was just. So he told me many times, and he kept saying, choose, creature, choose before the first of the year. And you need to do it, choose. And he said, go into the new year. And he commanded me several times to go into the new year. And then after the new year, it's just a single line. Of course, no commas, right? Chris, you were told not to go into the new year with your atheism ignorance. That was it. Of course, like I said, creep factor. I just went ahead and stopped the conversation right there. I just don't need that kind of. I'm not here for that. He can go on about himself. It does obviously give me something to talk about in the comments. I did have somebody else before. There's Joseph Blue. I don't know. Let me show you here. Joseph Blue. I talked to him briefly. He's pretty cool. But I had somebody else, a different theist, a while back, commenting in my section. His name was a God for Atheists, and his stuff was just weird. He was trying to shoehorn. I'm trying to find it here. There you go. He was trying to shoehorn religion, belief in God, into trying to shoehorn belief of God into things like quantum physics and stuff like that. But he never come off as threatening at all. He was just overtly, just pushy. He just kind of pushy. And he, of course, obviously these people believe what they're talking about. There's not a doubt in my mind that he believes what he's talking about. Some people, I've gone into churches and I listen to these people preach, and I'm thinking that guy does not believe the message he's selling. He's just got a check coming in. These people are different, and this one here just happens to suddenly go scary. So if I end up gutted in my own basement or something, you might look into a guy called. What was his name? A Jack for John God or something. What was the name here? AC Jack John has a God, right? I mean, if you're right, man, and you're so, up front and everything, pop your face on there. Let's see who you are. Talk at me. Get on there and let's live stream together. Let's see who you are if you're so, if you got all the answers and all that. But no, it's this mysterious, shady, which doesn't add to the creep factor at all. Sarcasm, sarcasm, sarcasm. You know what I mean? So these things are just give me pause. And then, so something else to talk about. Let me switch back over here. Yeah, I got to learn. I'm learning. I've got this software. It's awesome. Let me switch back over here. Something else to talk about. I was talking about the choose thing and the different... All right, so I'm very political. So, Gaytheist, if you have a moment, I assume you're political. I assume you're a liberal of a fashion. So you and I probably wouldn't have a problem. I'm all about supporting everybody. I don't LGBT, cis, whatever. I'm cis, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. That's not what I care about. I don't care about those things. It's not even what my channel's about. And I'm all about helping we're not equal. No, we're not all equal. That's silly. I don't believe we're equal. We should be treated equally. We should have the same opportunities. We're just not equal in anything, really. We're all different and unique and wonderful. But we're not equal. But again, we should have the same rights and be treated equally and the same opportunities despite not being equal. And that, equal's even a bad example, It's like a color scale of sames and differences. Anyway. Someone here can use that. I know, right? Yeah. Just remember the name. Just, use scrub back to the name I mentioned. I don't want to have to look it up again. Anyway, so politics is kind of where I'm going with this. If you have an option or thoughts on the politics, let me know. Right. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. So I'm just saying that whatever people's sexual organs are or whatever their sexual orientation is, I don't care. That's not what I'm here about. And I think everybody should, all those people, regardless, should be able to get a driver's license, should be able to get married, should be able to donate blood, should be able to do whatever. I don't care. I'm a more Star Trek-y kind of thinking about those things. That's not my business. That's other people's business. But so we're not going to have those kind of problems, I don't think. But not everybody who is an atheist is a liberal. Even though I am. It even says on my thing I'm a liberal atheist and all that. That doesn't necessarily mean all the people who watch or stream with me are liberals. But I've been getting... The wife would like for me to do some liberal politics. She wants me to engage in politics on the stream. And we've talked about it before. I think I'm probably going to maybe start doing a little bit of it at the end of Elle's show, possibly, to kind of fill in. I don't know though. So if any of you guys who are watching have an opinion on it, go ahead and throw it down there. I'm going to do a poll in the group. I've just been trying to build my group up. I may do a whole separate political channel where I go off on who Trump, where should Trump be in prison. If you agree with me, you probably just let me know. Because that's where I may go. I may start doing some politics. I'm going to pop open one here and just do a little bit of politics, or at least some of the things that we've seen here. And I just want to say that I appreciate, for you guys who don't know, all right, so here's the part of the deal. If we go into the politics, it's not just that I'm going to lose right-wing people who are atheists who follow me. It's not just that. Let's set that right here. Right-wing people who are atheists who follow me. I'm going to go, I'm a left-wing nutbag. And they're going to go, damn, he's a left-wing nutbag. Unfollow. Okay, so I got that to think about. Chink. And then when we get into the politics, normally I don't talk about politics, but now we get into the politics, and I'm going to say, the first thing I'm going to say is going to go over here. We got the one over here. The other one's going to go over here. It's going to be this. Now, I see this on the news, L News. I see this, and it says, Bernie Sanders tops Democratic field with massive $34 million, right? Now, I'm a Bernie guy. So now it brings me back to this. So I don't want to talk about this. We've got this over here. This is me losing people because I'm a liberal and they are conservative. We're both atheists, but they came here because of the atheism, and I'm going to start pushing some liberal nutbaggery. Okay, problem. Got it. Over here, though, I'm a Bernie guy. Oh, no. So how many liberals am I going to use? And I'm not really necessarily going to start attacking liberals. I don't really have a lot of time for that. If I'm going to go politics, I'm going to go against the conservatives more than but I'm a Bernie guy. And now people are like, oh, you're a Bernie guy. Right? Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? So, Democratic Socialists, me too. That's kind of how I think about it. But I've really been hesitant to bring it into my thing. But it's really easy to talk about, especially for me. All I got to do is pop open this thing here. I'm like, look what I'm... And then, can you believe this guy over here? And I just go on and on and on about myself, just spilling my nutbaggery, right? Because that's what it is. My version of crazy. It's my version of crazy. And here I am. I'm going to look at Bernie. You know what? All right, so let me go ahead. I've got this open. I had this open for a reason. And that reason is that, hey, ABC, it's nice to see you throwing Bernie some front page top headline stuff. Yay, ABC. Now, I'm the guy who did vote for Bernie, did not care particularly for Hillary. Click unsubscribe. Did not particularly care for Hillary for my own reasons. But whenever she won the nomination, I knew she was better than he, so I voted for her. And I knew writing in my vote for Bernie Sanders was a waste of a vote. I believe that. I'm sorry. More people didn't vote than people who wrote in. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, that's the kind of guy I am. I will vote for Bernie in whatever primaries they got going on. But when it comes time to vote for liberal or Republican, or conservative, Democrat, I'm going to, right? So whoever says I couldn't have Bernie, so I went for Trump, that's just crazy. There's crazy people out there. We already talked about that in the first segment of the show. If you haven't seen that, go back to the beginning when we talked about the crazy people stalking me on the comments. Anyway, so I want to say that I thought that was quite very good about Bernie doing his thing. So I'm not really against Kamala, and I'm not against Buttigieg, and I'm not against blah blah and blah 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 blah. I don't dislike them necessarily, like I dislike conservatives. I don't dislike them. They're just not my favorite. The wife, El Nurse wife, is really into Elizabeth Warren. I don't know if I should say that. Sorry, honey. I said it. She's going to taser me until I'm lying in a pool of my own urine. Again. Anyway, so she's a fan of Elizabeth Warren. So whenever it comes time for the primary, we're probably going to split the vote in the House. She's going to go for Elizabeth Warren, and I'm going to go for Bernie Sanders. That's probably the way it's going to go. If I were thinking, man, that's kind of how I would think. I'd like to see the two of them get together, man. That would be awesome. Awesome. Anyway, so now let's go back. Let's all circle back to that point. Should I do politics? Now, I've been hesitant about it, but I'm passionate about it. But then it's craziness, and I got to go look and do more research. I get that. Okay, fine. If it works and I can do it, fine. I'm going to next week, whenever I do this live video stream, I'm going to have it set up to where I've got this thing and the other software both together, and I'm going to be able to just pop a link in the thing and have people come in and we'll be able to talk. We want to talk atheism or morning show coffee, whatever, fine, that's fine. But politics is politics. So somebody may want to come on and talk politics and do stuff. So well, I think I'm going to try to do that. Again, I'm having a hard time in my brain. My brain goes, do it now. Because, I got a message. I got something to say. But am I right? I don't know how right I am. I'm not sure because I haven't really stopped to do all the research that I feel that needs to be done. And if you watch my video on where Trump should be, you would know that I feel that I need to do research. If we're going to talk about a subject, I need to have my material correct. Sort of, I need to have that stuff ready and prepared. If you're on the right, though, you don't really need to. All you got to say is, no, I ain't right. And just deny and lie and obfuscate. That's all they do, in my opinion. So, more likely to go, although it will pigeonhole me a little bit. See, all right, that's kind of where I was going earlier in my stream of thought. I love your thinking, by the way. Bernie for president. All right, I'll get back to that one. Let me put. All right, so over here we've got the conservatives who found me because I'm an atheist and they like my atheist message, and they're going to go away. I understand that. And then we're going to have over here, we're going to have the atheists who are liberals, who are Kamala Harris liberals, or who are Warren liberals, or who are all, I'm not going to not talk to you because, good morning, Neil. Hey. Wait, I know we went to politics, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. What are your thoughts, Neil? Neil, speak to me. Pop me, Lumpy. Tell me what you think. Discuss politics. Do not discuss politics. Whenever I talk, the wife wants me to discuss politics. She enjoys it when I talk politics because I'm passionate about it, blah, 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 blah. And I get it. It's kind of fun. What are your thoughts? I agree. I agree with everything everybody over here in this right says. Blood donor. Does that count? See, that kind of counts. Whose blood is it? Is it yours? Is it your blood or somebody else's blood? That's the question. Okay, politics and atheism. Stop talking people. I don't like people. People are bad. They smell funny. So I like that advice. That's good advice. I'm gonna stick with that. Oh yeah, I got that. Okay, cool. Do it happy. Okay. Oh yeah. See, that's I know. And you know what? I got to tell you something about the wife. I want to tell you. If she's watching, it's going to be unfortunate. It might not be unfortunate. I don't want to say things that are going to get me in trouble. But she's usually right. Yeah, she's right. If you go back and look at my history, I stopped making videos. I started making them again because of her. And I think she was right. And I've enjoyed it. And it's come a long way. And I've made some advances. And I wouldn't have made them were it not for her. And then, of course, some of you guys for showing up and being awesome. And now she's telling me to do this. And, if I don't know. It works so well. I just have to accept. That if I'm going to do this, then that's where this is all going to. I know I'm a bundle of just disjointed thoughts, but that's where all is going to. I have to accept that I'm going to lose these people, and I'm going to lose these people, and I'm going to find in these people who are right here, who are to the left, who like my message, who believe what I believe to a degree. Some of them can be Warren people and all this, but there are just going to be some liberals who are on the left who are going to go, he's a Bernie bot, I'm out. Just because I like Bernie. That's it. They're just gonna and go. I get it. They're gone. And that's what's gonna happen if I go full to the politics. I see. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I had to catch up in what was going on. So, yeah, that's my thinking. So I actually enjoy it, and it makes things go by really fast, I tell you, because there's a lot of things going on in the politics, especially with the conservatives and all they've done, all they've been doing from start to finish. I have a friend. His name is Mike. Hi, Mike. If you watch, he doesn't watch. Friends never watch. They just say they watch. They just click view, and then they close it. I got a friend, Mike, and he's my best friend. He's just awesome. He is the most awesome guy, the best friend a person could have. He's just wonderful. And he is a Trump supporter. He is hook, line, and sinker, taking the hook, believes there's this video out called Q something. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. He sent it to me, but I plan to watch it. I just haven't yet. I got a lot of things going on. I have a hard enough time making up my own crap. And again, I've still been on the fence. Do I talk about politics? If I watch it, then I have to go find arguments against it or believe it. You know, it may be. But then I see on the news, Trump is sitting there tweeting out support for this Q thing, this conspiracy thing. Trump is going, hey, watch this, go in, or whatever, right? Obviously, as I've mentioned, I kind of don't really follow it that close. I just kind of see it on my news that Trump is supporting this video. Well, I know what I know about Trump. And if what I know about Trump is close to right, then if he likes that on such a level, it can't be. I mean, everything he liked, all the good people that he brought in, half of them are in jail now, right? He was going to hire the best people, right? Only the best people, blah, 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 blah. All the crap he did. Those people are in jail. They're in jail. They've admitted what they've done. A lot of them have been convicted and pled guilty. They pled to these things. And I'm going to trust anything he says. And then something comes out in support of him, and I'm going to believe it. Now, somebody on that side of the border actually believes that crap and is passionate about it and cares. I'm not passionate and I don't care. I don't care enough to go, all right, so here, we'll do this. Okay. There's this video out there called, see you later, CC. There's this video out there called Q something. I don't know. Hopefully, somebody out there, if any of you see this video and, know of it and if there's a response video out there that counters this nutbaggery, let me know and I will watch both of them and we'll see. No, he couldn't hire the best criminals. That's true. And it's all been corrupt the whole time. Had I been talking about politics, you could have, I went in the very beginning, I think it was my second video, was a political rant. And I ranted against the liberals. I was like, all right, so this is my first political rant. And the first people I'm going to rant against are us, because we're like herding cats. We're this guy, and this guy at the time, it was the Starbucks king, the Starbucks billionaire had just, because, he has our best interest in mind. Yeah. So he came in, and I'm like, really? This guy's... And I was like, you know who the problem is? Us. We're the problem. And I went on and I said, if you're going to comment down below that you're mad because I said we're liberals or I called you a progressive, then that's the problem. And I actually got comments, people complaining that they thought I called them something, right? Literally falling into what I said, because we are the problem. Just like I was talking about. I'm going to say I like Bernie, and that's going to put me over here, or that's going to say all these people in this little area are going to go, Bernie, I'm out. And they're going to go. And I know that. Pardon me. Damn plum. So do I do that with my show? I've kind of worked really hard. I worked really hard for like 3 months. Then I stopped for like 6 months. And now I've been working, like 8 months. I don't know. I've been working my butt off for the last few months, working on this, building all this atheist stuff up. I'm up to like 300. I'm going to tell you folks, because, you want to know. And sometimes I see other shows and I watch them and I'm like, oh, hey, that's how many. And then I look how many people they have now, and they have a lot more in the future. So hopefully later when I watch this video again, I'll have more peeps than I have now. And right now I have like 331 subscribers from 82. I had 82 subscribers a month and a half ago. And that's from doing atheist stuff and making the videos and posting them and talking to people and doing atheist stuff and atheist stuff and atheist stuff. So I've worked to build that audience. And now I'm risking alienating a good portion of those people. And like Critical Cripple said, becoming pigeonholed. Was it Critical Cripple? Somebody said becoming pigeonholed. Whoever said that, you get the credit. Pigeonholed into politics. And not only just politics, but it'd kind of be left-wing politics, progressive. Actually, I'm all big into AOC and blah, 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 Like the video. He couldn't... Right, yeah. So that's kind of my thinking. I've been really... But that's... So that's kind of where I'm going. I think I'm probably going to do it. I'm probably going to start talking politics. There's just so much going on, and I'm very passionate about it. Again, everybody I've talked to, like you guys, Neil actually gave the best advice. He said, happy wife, happy life. And it's her idea. And she's really, she really believes in it. I'm not saying, I don't want to say she's stubborn, but she's stubborn. But she really believes in it. It's like, is she looking? Is she? She's at work. I'm safe for now. No, but she really believes in it. And whenever she's really smart. She's all smartified. What are my thoughts on automation? Okay, that's great. All right. I actually have some thoughts. I have some philosophy concerning those things. My thoughts are there are we've advanced enough, and there are enough resources to where nobody really should have to work in a type of work situation. Automation machines should be able to be built to provide everything for everybody as quickly as possible. And then people can pursue whatever they want to pursue in life. Not everybody's just going to sit at home and do nothing, because nobody wants to do that. Who wants to do that? I mean, some people probably want to do that. And what are they going to get out of life? The base. That's what they're going to get. And that gets boring, and people aren't going to want to do that. But I think we have enough resources that nobody should go hungry. Everybody should be provided for. And then if they want to pursue whatever they want to pursue, automation should take care of it. We don't need people working at Walmart. We don't need people. And that's what Walmart's doing anyway. They're phasing them out for automation. So eventually even a fewer amount of people are going to make the money that Walmart generates. Right now, the big wigs make the money, and then some of the people, they actually make a living off of Walmart, right? It's not like they don't. But that'll go away. And Walmart will make more money. It'll just be automated. And the people at the top will make more money, and there will be nobody at the bottom making money from that job. So that's kind of what I'm saying, if that's what you were asking. And I'm with atheist. I'm more of a democratic socialist, that's now that it's out in the open. That's kind of what I am. And then these people over here going, he is, and they're out. Anyway, so it's kind of, I'm really kind of, our society and our technology is nearing the point where nobody should have to suffer, or suffer very little as we continue to grow. People will still want to study. People will still want to go to college and advance their selves and learn things. There's a lot to be learned and done. It's not just a matter of labor. And what's going to happen with all those things? What happened in the wheat fields whenever people were no longer needed to cut the thing, whenever Whitney made the thing and the thing and the thing, and machines came in and took away all the work that people used to do? Well, it didn't hurt the people. They went on and did other things. I'm sure it hurt some people at a time. But you know what I'm saying, right? We did... Hard manual labor should not be done by people. We should have automation do that. And then, that's kind of my point. So, yes. Yeah. And, I tell you, I've mentioned this a couple of times. I actually wrote a sci-fi book. And in my sci-fi book, it was this kind of time frame of the near future. But in that's exactly what they were doing. Some scientists had set aside, and they started creating these machines and robots and gave them programming to where, they could make things. They were like 3D printers that could make things, and they started making things, and people didn't need it's hard to go into. But you know what I mean? It was a matter of, and we can be that way in our society. There's plenty of everything. Or there could be if we did things right. Half of our population is determined to destroy the world, and the other half is determined to preserve it. But especially whenever we become a spacefaring race, there's way more than enough resources to go around for everybody. So if we just had the technology, of course, I'm also, I don't want to say population control, but I'm also, I don't know. We kind of, I don't want to say we have too many people, but we kind of have too many people. We have to balance. Or we have to, I guess, advance the science to take care of the thing. Education is a big part of it. The more people are educated, the less likely they are to. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Do something. One of the reasons, and I have a YouTube channel now, and I'm building it. But back in the day, I used to have. I used to have an oil field job. I worked an oil field job, and I'd get up in the morning and I'd go drive a truck out into the oil field and I'd run some test equipment. Then I'd go home every night. And when I got home at night, I would sit at home about 5 o'clock, or 6 o'clock, we'd have dinner, and then we'd watch TV shows, and at 9 o'clock Star Trek come on, and then when it went off, I went to bed. That was my thing. And my life was wasting away. I was doing nothing with my life. And then I started learning computers. I got my first computer and I started doing it, messing with it. And then before long, I started doing computers at the job I worked at. I started taking care of their computers. And in the evening when I got home, I started building my IT business. So whenever I wasn't working for somebody else, I was working for myself. And then I eventually moved myself from my day job in the oil field to the IT business. And I started working in IT business. I provided IT services remotely, mostly for small businesses across Texas and New Mexico. And I did that for quite a while because in my spare time, I built myself. And now I've got a day job. And then in my spare time, I'm building a YouTube channel with the same goal. Eventually, my YouTube channel and my social media, whatever, I believe will develop into another income that will take over. It's just a cycle, you know. Are you leaving, Neil? See you later, buddy. Go do the thing at the place for the stuff. You know, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's really, some people really, some of those topics you're talking about there, maybe mandatory birth control, are some of those things are maybe they're just tough. Those are tough questions, tough things to implement on people. It could, and that's why whenever I wrote that science fiction book I was talking about, the deal was my people actually went to a place and they said, we're going to have these rules. If you want to come with us, then you have to do this thing. And in the society that my scientist folks create in my sci-fi book, you cannot vote unless you have an education, a higher degree education. You can't hold a position in anything, you know, water hydroponics or anything. You can't hold a position in anything unless you have a degree in that, in their society. It's because in my mind, that's how things should be. We get people, especially whenever the Trump people came in, he started putting people into positions who were against those industries or against those departments. Ted Cruz as the Department of Science, or I don't remember what he is, Department of Energy, is that where he is? All these people, Betsy DeVos, who's been talking about getting rid, and she's been talking about defunding the schools and all this stuff so she can push her private student loan crap or whatever she's got going on, and you're going to put her in that position as the department, the head of the, you know, that's craziness. So yes, it is. Yeah, absolutely. It is. It would be, you know. There's this, it's sort of, and there's a lot of things to work out. In the first book, I developed that thing and they went away. But I didn't really go into the details of how it all worked. And that was a year and a half ago. Subsequently, I've had a lot to think about. And I've watched the politics. Matter of fact, I posted and predicted a lot of what Trump was going to do. A lot of what was going to happen. I actually made it go worse. Talking about people were, in my story, people eventually at some point start storming the White House and are fired upon by helicopters at some point in my story. And that's all going on down here on Earth, as our scientist people have actually taken and said, you know what, we know our science and we're taking our stuff and we're leaving. And they go away to Mars, actually, is where they go. So, and that's kind of the whole deal. We have plenty of resources to provide for everybody. Nobody needs any, and if we got enough automation to where that automation could build and reproduce these things. So why don't we just go, hey, build a food farm and start feeding people? Why wouldn't we do that? It doesn't cost us anything beyond the initial input. This machine breaks down. We have two of them. Have that first one go get the resources off of that comment to fix this. It doesn't cost you anything. In it's unlimited resources. You just have to have the technology to make it go. And then once you have that technology, it's just a matter of pushing a button and making it go. So that's kind of my thing. All right, guys, I hate to do it, but I am running out of time. Thank you very much for there was one other, I hate to say it, political topic I kind of saw I wanted to briefly mention. Let's see if I lost it here. Okay, so on CNN, I'm going to do this right here. Now, some of this we've talked about briefly. I'm going to show you. Here's the screen. Ta-da. Some of this we've talked about. I'm not going to go into all this stuff here. This is what an ICE detainee dies in custody. Okay, I have issues about the people. We shouldn't have that. I'm a lefty. We know that, right? I'm not going to agree. Tourists urged to, all right, so we need to help them. This is what gets me. Weed is in and plastic bags are out. Now, if you have done anything, yeah, tons of food get thrown away every year. Let me pop that out to where you folks can see. If you've done anything in as far as getting cannabis from any of the local medical dispensaries, or if you go up to Colorado or Washington or Oregon and purchase anything, anytime you go purchase marijuana. Now, back in the day when I did weed, right? When I did weed, we did it in these little baggies. They'd roll up a baggie, right? So weed is in and plastic bags are out. Oh, darn, these little plastic bags are out. Shucks, that's crazy. You know, that little tiny, thin little plastic bag that I'm not pro plastic bag. I'm just saying it's really tiny. And it holds like a whole ounce, maybe two of bud, of wonderful, tasty, delicious bud is wrapped up in that one tiny little bag. And yet, if you go down and you purchase a tiny little gram of bud from any one of these dispensaries or something, it comes usually in this either really thick, heavy plastic container bag, and it's really thick and wasteful, or it comes in literally a plastic box with a snap-on lid. It's just kid-proof and all this stuff. It's like the waste is amazing. It's horrible and disgusting in this industry. And the reason why is because all the laws, right? For some reason, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, it's got to be this. I just find some irony there. And I saw that this as I was biodegradable plastic. I'm down for that. That's got to be a thing. We can do these things. Absolutely. But I just happen to remember seeing that weed is this, as I was debating, should I go into politics? Well, it sure seems to help. Guys, so that's where we're going. Looks like that's where we're going. I mentioned it yesterday on the first. On the second, I kind of confirmed it. Anyway, that's where we're going. So I happened to see this, and I was like, really? Because if any of you have done any dispensary or been anywhere, you know what you get from a dispensary. You walk out there, it's like heavy. You are heavy with plastic boxes and little glass things that you have to twist and pop open. And, they're really thick for an amount of product that is so tiny and goes so fast. I could see if they broke it up or something and stuffed it in there. No, even then it wouldn't be, because how many little plastic bags could you make with that much plastic? Now, I am down for using cannabis oil to make the plastic and work towards making it biodegradable. All those things. The Daily Socialist. Yeah, no doubt. Well, I could have a second channel called the Daily Democratic Socialist. Yeah, so that's do I do a second channel or do I do just do the one? I think I'm just going to stick to the one. I think that's where I'm going to go. I'll stick to the one. And just do the politics, and those who agree with me, and those who don't. I know there's going to be some right people who are going to bail immediately and some lefties who are going to disagree with my left side politics, and I just have to go with that. That'll certainly make the streams easier, because oftentimes I start to go, I'm doing a stream and I'm talking about something, and I tell you, if I could just go off on Trump, if you've seen my video on Trump, we've got some people showing up. There's a video I have on Trump that expresses my deep concern for the situation and where he should be. And, actually in the video, I said Trump should be in prison. And there was a part I edited out. And it was that I said Trump should be in prison while awaiting trial, or after the trial. This is post-trial. He's in prison after he's been tried on his way to execution. That's when he should be in prison. Because in our country, we used to kill people who betrayed our nation, right? We've done that. Often that's kind of one of the things that people, and if we prove that he's done that, and we've got how many people of his have already pled guilty to associations, blah blah to lead us to believe, if it weren't for the fact that Congress and the Senate are so corrupt and we just barely got something through, if it weren't for the fact that they're so corrupt, if they were really the old guard Republicans who I did disagree with but who weren't as corrupt, this wouldn't be happening. He would definitely at the very least be in jail. Anyway, so all right, guys, I hate to say it, but I got to run. Thank you all for showing up. It's been a lovely day, a lovely show this morning, and it does look like in the future what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule things at the beginning. I said schedule like Jean-Luc Picard says it because he was one of my heroes. So I'm going to schedule things, schedule it. So in the morning, I'll start with my atheism stuff and go off on my nutbaggery and say hello. And then probably whenever I run out of that material, then maybe we'll go to politics. It just depends. I just know, like I said, I worry that as I go through the politics, I'm going to lose some peeps who, aren't into the thing at the place, who have their disagreements. See, if they would stop lying. But the problem is, so Maya Adkison, hi Maya, she popped in and said, if the Republicans would stop lying to their base, he could be out of office by now. That's true. He is atop of them, and he controls them, and they're all absolutely corrupt. And they're just something. Remember, a lot of them were against him in the beginning, and then they must have got something like Graham. Man, Graham was absolutely against Trump, and then something happened, and he flipped. They must have got something on him. I'm thinking Graham. Yeah, they absolutely got. I don't think they bought him out. I think they just got something on him. And so, they just keep lying to the base, and yet the base wants to believe it. They deny any proof or evidence that to the contrary. They don't believe Trump lies. You don't believe Trump lies? We have Trump lying, saying he didn't. Very beginning, step 1. Trump said he didn't have sex with the porn star lady. We know he did now. He's admitted it. We know he did it now, admitted it, and we know he paid off Stormy Daniels with money that he shouldn't have been paying off. And we know that the guy who did all that is now in jail and admitted to doing that. Should we trust anything he says? So the next time he says something, they just lap it up. They believe what he says, despite all the evidence. From the beginning, despite it all the people that have gone to jail. Anyway, like I said, guys, I got to go. I appreciate you stopping by for the show. For those new people who stop by, it looks like I'm going to do some politics now. Man, anyway, so most of the time we're atheist stuff, and if we can do more atheist stuff, I would prefer, but everybody seems to think politics stuff. I agree, though, totally. If you know Trump, I have a video called Trump Should Be in Prison here on my YouTube channel. I'm very passionate about that. If you want to go watch that, I'm passionate. I'm right about some things. I'm wrong about a lot of things, but about that, I feel I'm perfectly right. So I'm going to go. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for popping in on my stream. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.